Σεβασμιότατε, Υπουργοί, Πρόεδροι, αγαπητοί φίλοι, your eminence, dear ministers, presidents, friends, it's a great honor to be here with you. Είναι μεγάλη τιμή να βρίσκομαι σήμερα μαζί σας σε μια δύσκολη μέρα και μια δύσκολη εβδομάδα. It's been a rather tough time for Greece the last few weeks. You know that we suffered from wildfires throughout the summer, and then we suffered from extensive floods. This is why our Prime Minister was not capable of coming to New York early to participate in your social events, so he regrets and he says his regards. Only yesterday we had a really bad incident. Our humanitarian group sent to Libya to offer assistance to the people of Libya who suffered from extensive floods with tens of thousands of people dead and other injured and missing. They suffered a horrible car accident and we lost 5 people, 3 from the military and 2 interpreters, while performing their humanitarian duty. So I would call you please to just hold them in silence in memory of those lost yesterday in the course of humanitarian action. Thank you so much for this. The tragic loss of life throughout the summer because of the natural catastrophes, as well as the disastrous effects of the floods on property, livelihood, infrastructure, and the environment, only enhance our determination for swift reconstruction of the affected areas, the identification of the best prevention methods, and the acceleration of global efforts for addressing the root causes of climate crisis, which is very evident in the Mediterranean. This evening, our Prime Minister, Giorgio, has asked me to convey to you a message of gratitude for your contribution to the forging of Greek-American relations, which have reached their highest point in history. And this is very largely owed to you. This was clearly demonstrated and consolidated by the historic visit of our Prime Minister to the United States for the commemoration of the bicentennial of the Greek Independence War, and of course the Prime Minister's presence before the joint meeting of the Congress, the first time a Greek Prime Minister addressed the Congress. This impressive celebration of Greece was mainly a way for the American leadership to honor the Greek-American community, essentially recognizing the tremendous contribution you have to the American society, your crucial role in building the United States, and your firm commitment to Greek-American relations. Your dedication to strengthen our bilateral relations is paid off. Greek-American cooperation today is at an excellent level, and its scope is broader than ever. In a world of rapid and radical changes, Greece has proven to be an ally to the United States, a valuable player in the Eastern Mediterranean region, and a hub of great potential for economic growth. Our united front against the Russian invasion to Ukraine derives from our shared long-standing values of democracy and respect of the rule of law and of international law, standing alongside to the United States against revisionism around the world, Greece has proven to be a trustworthy ally to the United States and has upgraded the importance of the Eastern Mediterranean for American interests. On the other hand, domestically, Greece is a very stable democracy that managed to overcome a sweeping economic crisis without surrendering to extremism. A resilient economy which has recovered rapidly and robustly, reaching a GDP growth of almost 6% in 2022, a European record. A safe and reliable destination for investment thanks to our sector-wide reform agenda. Only lately we had a series of upgrades of our economies from the rating agencies essentially to the investment grade. Now coming to our foreign policy, and before saying a few things about the basic pillars of our foreign policy, I would like first of all to thank my vice ministers who are present now, Vice Minister Alexandra Papapoulou and Vice Minister Kostas Mangoulianis, for their invaluable assistance in the very difficult task we have the Foreign Ministry, and especially to thank Alexandra for setting up this magnificent event and for spending so much time and energy to cultivate the Greek-American relations. Thank you, Alexandra. And I know that you must be rather disappointed to have me instead of the Prime Minister, but I hope you are compensated for your patience and tolerance. Now, coming back to our foreign policy. Apart from our firm commitment to NATO and the European Union, we have prioritized our bilateral relations with the United States. Our military cooperation has been enhanced with the new Mutual Defense Cooperation Agreement. The base of Alexandroupoli, the port of Alexandroupoli, an essential part of the agreement, has proven to be extremely important for the NATO forces in the context of the war in Ukraine, and obviously we continue our defense cooperation as regards the F-16 upgrade and the purchase of the new F-35s. Our economic ties are growing stronger thanks to important American investments, namely in the field of big tech and pharma. Our people-to-people contacts are reinforced with an unprecedented wave of American tourists in Greece this year, but also through educational exchange programs. I'd like to make especially a reference to the energy sector. I know some of you are particularly interested in this respect, because I think it's very important what is happening, especially in the aftermath of the war in Ukraine. It is my firm belief that the US and Europe now need to work together in order to face up the dependence of our countries on Russian hydrocarbons. In this respect, the Eastern Mediterranean presents a lot of opportunities as well as challenges. The US has recognized the importance of our region in terms of energy for the European diversification and of the electric interconnectors in the Eastern Mediterranean as an invaluable and clean source of energy supply for the European electrical grid. The Eastern Mediterranean has been at the forefront of energy transition, both increasing the production of clean energy, green energy, and claiming a role of a hub for clean energy produced in the Gulf. Energy is one of the sectors, and the most important one so far, of our trilateral cooperation with Cyprus and Israel. I especially praise the interest in this trilateral cooperation. We are like-minded countries in the Eastern Mediterranean, and this has been recognized also by the American government, which has joined the agreement in the so-called 3+1 format. Now coming to Turkey, and I am sure that you're eager to hear a few more things about our relationship with Turkey in view of the approach we're trying to re-establish. First of all, it is true that we now encounter a period of calmness in the broader region of the Aegean Sea and the Eastern Mediterranean, especially following the catastrophic earthquakes in Turkey last February. We had a recent meeting at Ankara with my counterparts, with my Turkish counterparts, and we agreed on a roadmap of a bilateral rapprochement in the coming months. We're going to establish the new relationship based on three particular pillars. The first pillar is the political dialogue, which will be led by Vice Minister Ambassador Papadopoulou. A second pillar, which is going to be the positive agenda with measures which are essentially win-win for the two countries, led by Vice Minister Fragogiannis. And the third pillar will be the measures of confidence building, and this is going also to be led by an experienced diplomat. This roadmap includes meetings of all the three pillars in October and November, and by the end of the year, we expect to have a high-level cooperation council in Thessaloniki between the two governments in order to have a set of agreements to be signed by then. As you probably know, the two delegations, Greek and Turkish delegation, will meet on Wednesday, the day after tomorrow, here in New York, to further enhance this cooperation, and the two leaders will agree how we proceed with the next steps. I need to stress that the constructive dialogue with Turkey cannot be based on the full respect of international law, including the treaties on the law of the sea and the treaties which establish the sovereignty of the states, the borders, and the integrity of the two countries. Our position is that dialogue on the strict basis of international law is the only way to resolve any differences. And I have to stress quite categorically that our major problem is the delimitation of maritime zones, and in particular the continental shelf and the exclusive economic zone. However, issues of sovereignty, national sovereignty, are altogether excluded from any sort of dialogue because they lie with the country and they will remain to the country forever and ever. And I would like especially to make a comment concerning Cyprus. I know quite a few of you do have roots from Cyprus, and I want to be very straightforward concerning Cyprus, which is our top priority in terms of foreign policy and diplomacy. We're working very closely with the government of Cyprus. It was only today that I saw both the President and the Minister of Foreign Affairs. We're fully aligned when it comes to promoting the idea of United Cyprus on the basis of the resolutions of the Security Council of the United Nations. We fully adhere to the idea of a single state which will be based on the national federation. No way that we could discuss the idea of a two-state solution. This is a non-starter, and we do not discuss this. Further, I would like to conclude with the situation in the Western Balkans. As you probably know, Greece has been the leading country when it came to the enlargement of the European Union towards the Western Balkans. It was in Thessaloniki back in 2003 when we decided that the future of the state of the Western Balkans belonged
to the European Union. And we had the opportunity to actually reiterate this statement in Athens last month when the Prime Minister called all the leaders from Western Balkans and also from Ukraine and Moldova in order exactly to reinstate the idea that the Western Balkans should be in the European family. Obviously, when it comes to the accession process, there are specific conditions and milestones that need to be met by all states. And the most important of this milestone is obviously the respect to international law, to the rule of law, and to the basic principles of democracy. And in this respect, I would like again to stress the point that our neighboring state, Albania, has been rather opposing the idea of rule of law, of respect to political rights, and to the mainstays of democracy by legally withholding Fredi Beleri, the mayor-elect of Kimara, and essentially prohibiting him from being sworn in. This is what the people of Kimara decided, and unfortunately Albanian authorities are refusing to allow Beleri to be in his post. This is not something that one might expect from a candidate country for the European Union. Dear fellow Greeks, αγαπητοί συμπατριώτες, our government wants to hear the voice of Greek diaspora. Since it was re-elected, the Mitsotakis government lifted immediately the restrictions concerning the vote of Greeks abroad. That was the first bill to be introduced in the parliament immediately after the elections. What happened essentially was that all bureaucratic requirements have now been lifted, so it is a very simple process for every Greek to vote from the place of his domicile. So please take full advantage of the new legislation. It will be much easier for all of you to vote and actively participate in the political situation in Greece. Further, we took a series of steps in order to make your life easier and to establish a direct channel of communication with the motherland, such as the Register of the Citizens, which promotes the direct registration of foreign registry acts by the consular authorities, the virtual assistance that provides automated electronic responses to consular affairs, the My Council Live, a service which remotely serves citizens via video calls, a special page on the Garkia for Greek people abroad, and now, in addition, we have the digital learning platform, the stylinica.com, which allows people to get familiarized with the Greek language. In spite of all the above, all the digital developments, I realize, as head of Greek diplomacy, political head of Greek diplomacy, that there are still a lot of things that ought to be done. I understand that often our consulates are overwhelmed and understaffed, so please be reassured that I will do everything in my power in order to facilitate the enlargement of the consulate with staff and resources, new staff and new resources, in order to perform their duties more effectively and more constructively. Dear fellow Greeks, αγαπητοί μου συμπατριώτες, I firmly believe that public diplomacy and diaspora are complementary concepts. The Greek communities are emerging as a strong player in the international political scene. Our diaspora can be very supportive of our public diplomacy. You are the most meaningful part of Greece's soft power. Each one of you is an ambassador of Greece, and what Greece represents, such as the orthodoxy and the culture and the history. Your success is the success of Greece, and we're very proud of your achievements. Each one of you. We're very proud for each one of you and what you have succeeded in your lives. We rely very much on your help, support, and advice. Thanks to you, Greece's footprint in the United States is today larger than ever, and our embassy in Washington and our general consulates all over the country are grateful to you and remain, as I do, at your disposal in order to discuss all our problems and try to solve those problems in good faith and for the interest of our glorious country. As I say, proudly, if you want to get to know genuine Hellenism, then travel the globe. Come to you. You are the most spectacular example of success of Greeks all over the world. Greece's heart beats through you. Μέσα από εσάς χτυπάει η καρδιά της Ελλάδας. Όχι μόνο στη ΣΥΠΑ, αλλά και όλη την ΣΥΠΑ. Είστε η καρδιά της Ελλάδας. You are Greece's heart. Keep our country in your soul. Κρατήστε την πατρίδα στην ψυχή σας για πάντα. Σας ευχαριστούμε για όλα.